Delhi Police Crime Branch team swoops down on Maulana Saad's Shamli farmhouse. Police raid the farmhouse, search for documents. Raids carried out across multiple locations in multiple states. Alarm in Gujarat as contact tracing in walled city reveals a Jamaat connection. Race against time to nab the missing Jamaat attendees and their contacts. From Delhi to Uttar Pradesh, from Gujarat to Tamil Nadu. The Tablighi Jamaat manhunt is our top focus on India First.
This literally is a race against time to save lives. It's not just about the missing Jamaatis. The fear now is infecting families and affecting neighborhoods, localities. What is a bigger cause for concern is the continued targeting of healthcare workers, doctors, and even the police, like at Kasaibara in Lucknow or the Loknaik Jayaprakash Narayan Hospital in Delhi. I'm Gaurav Sawant. We'll get you that story because this is about keeping India first. Action-packed 30 minutes lined up. Let's get started. We thank you for your trust. We thank you for watching India Today. We promise to get you facts first and keep India first. Let me now get you the big numbers, and Maharashtra remains a cause for grave concern. Take a look at these images on your television screen. These numbers, when we talk about the big picture, 21,700 cases across the country, 686 deaths, 4,325 people have recovered, and this is the latest information that's coming from the Ministry of Health at 9:30 this evening. And when we talk about the picture in various states, we'll focus first on Maharashtra because Maharashtra remains an area of concern. We'll talk about specific localities in Mumbai. Within Mumbai, we'll talk about Dharavi, but let's take a look at the picture in Maharashtra. But before that, the West Bengal government has asked private hospitals to provide free treatment to COVID-19 patients. The West Bengal government has also said all costs will be taken care of by the state government. This after the West Bengal state registered 58 new cases in the state. 46 people have tested positive in Delhi's Jahangirpuri area. The area is now completely sealed. All patients have been moved to a quarantine facility in Narela. Centre has denied permission to Punjab's Chief Minister Captain Amrinder Singh, his government, to sell liquor during lockdown. The state government had requested the centre to allow the sale of liquor either through regular vendors or through a home delivery system. According to the revised MHA guidelines, liquor, tobacco and gutka sales continue to be prohibited during lockdown. Our top focus story on the broadcast is the raid that the Delhi police carried at the Shamli farmhouse of Maulana Saad Amir of Tablighi Jamaat. You look at images, Delhi police crime branch teams, they swooped down on the farmhouse. Maulana Saad was in there. He apparently still is at Zakir Nagar, still in quarantine. But the Delhi police wanted to speak to the workers there. They wanted to get details of the timeline. They've also apparently recovered some documents, and those documents are being analyzed. But it's not just about Maulana Saad. It's the missing Tablighis. They're still missing in several parts of the country. What is worse, the fear is now whoever is hiding them, those people, their families, their localities, cases of coronavirus are emerging in some of them, and more containment areas are coming up in some parts of the country.
The Tablighi Jamaat super spreaders responsible for 30% of India's COVID-19 cases. Delhi has 63% cases linked to Markaz, Assam 91% and Telangana 79%. while in Uttar Pradesh, the Tabligis are behind 59% of total COVID cases.
14,378 पॉजिटिव केसेस जो आए हैं, उसमें से 4,291 लगभग 29.8% केसेस निजामुद्दीन मरकज क्लस्टर से सिंगल सोर्स से संबंधित पाए गए हैं.
But the Jamaat super spreader story is far from over, as hundreds of Nizamuddin Markaz attendees are still in hiding. While the states are reluctant to share data, an investigation by India Today found over 400 Jamaat members in hiding.
चाहे वो लॉ इन्फोर्सिंग एजेंसीज हैं, उनसे सहयोग करना चाहिए, चाहे वो जो हमारे स्वास्थ्य कर्मी हैं, उनसे सहयोग करना चाहिए. और वो जिस तरह से चीजें कर रहे हैं और जिस तरह की जिद को वो अपने जुर्म का रूप बनाते जा रहे हैं, वो उसकी वजह से न केवल देश के लोगों में बल्कि खुद मुस्लिम समाज में उनके प्रति जो है वो घृणा और नफरत का माहौल पैदा हो रहा है.
The Delhi police shared a list of around 2,100 Tabligis who attended the Markaz with its counterpart in various states. For over a month, law enforcement agencies are tracking these missing Tabligis, their last known location and call data records. Cops are also using local informants and community leaders to convince them to surface.
The curious case of missing Tabligis remains the biggest challenge for India to contain spread of COVID-19. With Parmen Sharma, this is Munish Pandey in Delhi for India Today.
India Today has the biggest team of reporters on ground zero even as we speak to get you the latest. Munish joins us from Delhi. We'll go to Gopi Manyar in Gujarat. We'll also go to Kumar Abhishek in Lucknow to get you the latest on action on ground. But Munish, to you first. So many days later, Jamaati is still missing. There is an apprehension more people could get infected and now localities could get infected. Why are the police not succeeding in nabbing them? Give us the latest when it comes to investigations.
Well, indeed, these numbers are shocking, and this is why there is a clear direction from the Ministry of Home Affairs to the police of different states along with the intelligence agencies to track down every missing Tablighi person or those who came in contact with them. But as of now, what I have been given to understand is that most of those who are missing, they have switched off their phone. That is why using the technical surveillance, they can't be tracked. But also, police is using different methods to track down. But there has been appeal by the senior officials of different states, by the ministers, by the state government, by the central government to appear before the government, to present themselves before the government so that they can be quarantined. Of course, it has become a big headache not only for the state governments but for the center, because what we saw in the first and second week of April is that the sudden spike in the positive cases was mostly attributed to those who attended the congregation at Markaz. So missing persons are a headache for the state government along with the center.
You're absolutely right. This is more than a headache. Now it's a question of life and death, and it remains a cause for very grave concern why people are not coming forward themselves, whether they're members of the Tablighi Jamaat or those who continue to shield them. But there's breaking news that's coming in from the state of Gujarat, and in Old City, Ahmedabad, there's a sudden spike that's been noticed. Take a look at what the Gujarat administration believes. Now in Ahmedabad, apparently, there's a sudden surge, and this, according to administration in Gujarat, could well be linked to Jamaat. Maximum COVID-19 cases in Old Ahmedabad city. Jamaat members had apparently stayed in Old Ahmedabad, and this is the information that's coming through very effective and scientific process of contact tracing that is currently underway. Let's listen in to Vijay Nehra in Ahmedabad. Let's listen in.
બીજો ચેલેન્જ હતો કે બહારથી આવનાર વ્યક્તિઓ, બહારથી લગભગ 6000 વ્યક્તિઓ આપણા શહેરમાં આવી હતી, એટલે આ જે બીજો રિસ્ક ફેક્ટર હતું એ પણ મોટો હતો. ત્રીજો ફેક્ટર આપણા શહેરને જે નડે છે કે જે બીજા શહેરોમાં અમુક લોકો, ખાસ કરીને દિલ્હી, મુંબઈ અને ઇન્દોર જે સંક્રમિત શહેરો હતા, ત્યાંથી પણ આપણા શહેરમાં ઘણા બધા લોકો જઈને આવ્યા, એ લોકો પણ ચેપને લઈને આવ્યા છે.
I also want to quickly cut across to India Today's Gopi Maniar, who joins us with more on the story. Gopi, पुराने शहर अहमदाबाद की बात करें तो वहां पर कुछ मामले ज्यादा संख्या में निकल कर आए हैं. तो अगर अहमदाबाद प्रशासन की बात करें, पुलिस की बात करें, डॉक्टरों की बात करें, वो क्या कह रहे हैं? ये जो स्पाइक है, ये जो नए मामले आ रहे हैं, ये इस समय क्यों आए हैं?
बिल्कुल गौरव, मैं आपको बता देती हूँ कि गुजरात के अंदर जिस तरीके से यहाँ पे और ख़ास करके अहमदाबाद में कोरोना के मामले सामने आए हैं, करीब 1500 जितने मामले सिर्फ अहमदाबाद में कोरोना के सामने आए. अगर तबलीगियों की बात की जाए तो तबलीगियों की तादाद जो है उसमें काफ़ी ज़्यादा बताई जा रही थी, क्योंकि जब शुरुआत के दिनों में आंकड़े आ रहे थे तो उस वक्त ये बताया जा रहा था कि कौन सा आदमी है, तबलीगी है या नहीं है, मरकज़ में गया था या नहीं गया था. लेकिन जैसे जैसे नंबर्स बढ़ते गए ये डेटा अब नहीं दिया जाता है. लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं जो पुराने अहमदाबाद के अंदर जो हॉटस्पॉट बना है उसकी एक प्रमुख वजह भी तबलीगी को ही माना जा रहा है, क्योंकि हमने देखा कि किस तरीके से इमरान खेड़ावाला और गयासुद्दीन शेख, जो कि कांग्रेस के विधायक है, दोनों मिलकर जो वहां पे मरकज के अंदर लोग रुके हुए थे उनको बाहर निकालने में, हेल्थ रिपोर्ट निकलवाने में काम कर रहे थे. और उसी का एक नतीजा हमने देखा पिछले दिनों कि इमरान खेड़ावाला, जो कि कांग्रेस के विधायक है, उनका कोरोना पॉजिटिव आया है. तो कहीं ना कहीं ये माना जा रहा है कि जो अहमदाबाद हॉटस्पॉट बना है और वहां पे जो सबसे ज्यादा नंबर्स आ रहे हैं उसकी एक वजह ये भी है.
जी गोपी, इस जानकारी के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. आपने बिल्कुल सही कहा कि ये किसी पर उंगली उठाना हमारा मकसद नहीं है. कोशिश यही है, हमारा प्रयास यही है कि सच सामने आए और लोगों की जान की रक्षा की जा सके. बस यही हमारा प्रयास है. There's more breaking news coming in, and this time it's from Uttar Pradesh, because even in Uttar Pradesh for the past 1 week very extensive operations are being carried out to trace not just the missing Jamaatis, not just members of the Markaz, but now there is an apprehension that COVID-19 cases may have spread through them to others. Certain localities have been identified as containment zones. There are some hotspots. Police are investigating whether there's a direct Jamaat link to this. 180 foreign Jamaat members have been arrested. 400 foreign Jamaat members are apparently in Uttar Pradesh, and there is a massive manhunt in Meerut, in Muzaffarnagar, in Hathras, in Lucknow, in Kanpur, and even when you go towards eastern UP, this effort continues. Police, of course, doing this very, very quietly. I also want to quickly now cut across to India Today's Kumar Abhishek, who joins us with more on the story. Kumar, Abhishek, I just want to understand from you, give us details of the operations that are being conducted rather discreetly by the Yogi Adityanath government, the Uttar Pradesh police.
Lucknow Sadar Bazaar is the biggest hotspot of Uttar Pradesh, and the number of hotspots has gone up to 23 alone in Lucknow. Government is tracking down these Jamaatis all across state. More than 1,000 Jamaatis were tested positive. The total data of Uttar Pradesh is 1,450 something. But you can just imagine the data, the Jamaatis, they are contacted with this virus. Their number is almost 1,000. The state government is tracking down these Jamaatis all across state. They have used latest technique to track down. In Western UP, more than 180 foreigners from Markaz, they are arrested. In not only Western UP, more than 400 foreign nationals who are associated with Jamaat is tracked down and they are arrested in UP. So government is now trying to track down more and more Jamaatis because they are the biggest source of this coronavirus in Uttar Pradesh.
And this is a cause for very serious concern. Kumar Abhishek, for the moment, many thanks for joining me. Before I bring in Saira Shah Halim, she's a writer, very well-respected analyst, and also Mr. Vikram Singh, former Director General of the Uttar Pradesh Police, into this conversation. Let's quickly cut across and listen in to Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi, the Minorities Affairs Minister. I spoke to him a couple of days ago where I very specifically asked him, Why were the Jamatis not coming forward, and what does the Narendra Modi government intend to do about this? Let's listen in.
उससे भी कड़ा कोई कानून हो तो उससे भी कड़ा कानून उनके खिलाफ होना चाहिए। अगर ऐसे लोग किसी और देश में होते, हमारा देश तो दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा लोकतांत्रिक देश है, हम कानून से चलते हैं, संविधान से चलते हैं। अगर ऐसा ये काम किसी अरब देश में कर लिया होता इन्होंने, या किसी और देश में कर लिया होता, तो इनका क्या असर होता? ये बात अच्छी तरह उन्हें समझ लेना चाहिए। इसलिए जो कानून है, उन कानून से कड़े प्रोविजंस के तहत कार्रवाई उनके खिलाफ हो रही है और भी होगी। लेकिन मुझे उम्मीद है कि जो लोग हैं वो इस बात को समझेंगे कि जो उनके खिलाफ, जो उनके दिमाग में दुष्प्रचार का जहर भरा गया है, उस जहर को वो बाहर निकाले और अपनी बेहतरी के लिए, अपनी सलामती के लिए, अपनी सेहत के लिए, अपने परिवार की सेहत के लिए जो है वो लोगों से, जो हमारे स्वास्थ्य के कर्मी हैं, सुरक्षा के कर्मी हैं, उनसे कोऑपरेट करें।
दुष्प्रचार का जहर जो उनके मन में भरा गया है, and I want to bring in Saira Shah Halim on this aspect. Saira Shah Halim, healthcare workers, doctors, policemen, they go into these localities to save lives and they get targeted, like in Kasaibada in Lucknow. How can one explain this? Is this lack of knowledge, or is there something far more sinister, Saira?
See, firstly, Gaurav, anyone who's attacking people who are on the front line, be it doctors, be it professional health workers, nurses, it is abhorrible and condemnable. And secondly, whoever is absconding, I would request those people to, kindly own up and come, so that it makes the job of the police easier. What I'm against is religious profiling, because here, everyone who has been afflicted with the novel coronavirus is a victim. So, and WHO has clearly given guidelines that we have to treat these people who have been afflicted with COVID-19 as victims. So we cannot go around religiously, we cannot profile them based on religion and caste, because it gives, it opens up a tsunami of, religious discrimination and hate. Because moment the profiling of these people started, there was a slew, there was
Let me take this to Vikram Singh. Let me take this to Mr. Vikram Singh, former Director General of the Uttar Pradesh Police. No, Mr. Vikram Singh, let me get Mr. Vikram Singh. What's happening in Uttar Pradesh? Is that religious profiling? Is that victimization on the basis of religion, or is it an effort to trace these people and bring them out for treatment and others who may have been affected, sir?
Mr. Gaurav Sawant, this is a gross piece of disinformation that is being spread. If a person is undergoing a disease, is suffering from an infection, it's the job of the government to ensure that he is taken to the hospital and given treatment. But there are rumor mills churning, and there are WhatsApp universities that are churning out fake news and deep fake news. It is not profiling. Every time we indulge in profiling or making casteist or remarks on communal biases, we do a national disservice. But it is to the compliment of the UP government and other state machinery that they have not used this profiling. But what do you do when the police people are attacked? What do you do when the corona warriors are attacked? What do you do? You naturally invoke the provisions of the National Security Act, Section 307 of the IPC, and take the most drastic action and deterrent action so that these cases are not replicated, and a clear no-nonsense signal is given. By no stretch of imagination can Mr. Gaurav say that this is profiling.
But unfortunately, it is still happening. For example, no, sir, kindly hear me out. In Moradabad, the police went in, and Saira, you know the Moradabad story. All our viewers know the Moradabad story. COVID-19 victim, police and doctors go in to help. People get on rooftop and start hurling stones at the police. Calls are made from a religious place, and stones are hurled at the police. Women hurl stones at the police. The doctors still go in and save people. NSA is invoked. Yet it happens in Kasaibada in Lucknow. How do you explain this, Saira? How will this stop?
You're right, Gaurav. See, firstly, there's a lot of fear-mongering that is going on, that anyone who gets the coronavirus is going to die. Okay, so they need to be educated that, look, you're going to be put under quarantine, and nobody is going to abuse you. You're going to be segregated, and you have to maintain, stay, in lockdown once it is explained widely that you're not going to go to jail. So I think somewhere down the line there has been gross miscommunication, and WhatsApp University also has spread. After this, slew, this whole Tablighi incident,
miscommunication. These elements who did gross miscommunication need to be weeded out.
Yeah, that is exactly what I'm trying to communicate. That any misinformation.
Whoever is doing this gross miscommunication.
No, so that's why I said there are people from WhatsApp University who sit all day and they forward misleading information. It could have been a video in Pakistan, it could have been a video from anywhere, any god-forsaken country, and it is showed as if people are actually licking fruits and deliberately trying to infect people. Like WHO head has already said that every person who's afflicted with the virus has to be treated as a victim, and it is completely abhorrible if we are profiling people based on which religious congregation they attended, whether they attended church or mass or Jamaat or any other religious.
I will tell you what happened at Delhi's Lok Nayak Jayaprakash Narayan Hospital, whether those victims behaved like victims, but
no, a lot of information.
Or whether they were targeting healthcare workers even at Lok Nayak Jayaprakash Narayan Hospital, according to doctors there.
No, the doctors have already
I'm telling you what doctors are saying at Lok Nayak Jayaprakash Narayan Hospital.
The doctors have clarified that there was a fake information floating.
Okay, but because at this point of time, Mr. Vikram Singh, those who are spreading this misinformation, okay,
that was misleading and false.
People need to come forward. People need to come forward and join investigations instead of some people hurling stones at the police and healthcare workers.
Obviously, Mr. Gaurav Sawant has to be dealt with at multiple levels.
Mr. Vikram Singh, people need to stop hurling stones. And if they're hurling stones and if they're called out, that cannot be seen as phobia of any sort.
Certainly not. And absolutely the police and the administration will take such action as is empowered under law. Action was taken in Moradabad, Aligarh, and action will be taken and has been taken in Lucknow, and deterrent action. I can assure you that such exemplary action has been taken in most of the places that I don't think anybody would take 100 times before they attack a corona warriors, the Safai Karmis, the doctors, the nursing staff and the police. It is not in anybody's interest to attack them. And also one should cooperate with the hospital staff. To defecate there, to urinate, ask for fancy food is just not appropriate. And also to do indulge in obscene acts in front of our nurses will not go unpunished. All these things will have to be taken account, and a multiple level, multi-pronged strategy will have to be adopted for the hospital, outside the hospital, policing by consent and community outreach. The community seniors like Ms. Halim will have to come forward and show the way, and a single word, a single sentence from people like Ms. Halim will go a long way. Rather than that,
the community leaders need to come forward. Absolutely. Because look at the number of cases of doctors being infected, police personnel being infected, healthcare workers being infected. वो लोग अपनी जान पे खेलकर जान बचा रहे हैं और उन्हीं पर पत्थरबाजी हो रही है. ये तो मतलब समझ ही नहीं आता. It just defies logic. How can this even happen? But Saira, stay with me. Mr. Vikram Singh, stay with me, because I want to go to Lok Nayak Jayaprakash Narayan Hospital. Hear the doctors themselves. This is a video which has been put out by the doctors of Lok Nayak Jayaprakash Narayan Hospital themselves. Listen in to what doctors are saying. COVID-19 patients were brought to the trauma center in an ambulance. The patients who were COVID-19 positive, they flared up when they were told to wait. This is what doctors are claiming. Doctors are also claiming that COVID patients abused and allegedly manhandled doctors, nurses and staff. They removed their masks, came close to doctors and threatened to infect them with the virus. Listen in.
कैट से पेशेंट लेकर के आए 2 लोग. उनका पेशेंट को हमने देख लिया था. क्योंकि सारे डॉक्टर काम में बिजी थे, इसलिए उन्हें थोड़ी देर वेट करने को बोला गया. लेकिन उनसे सब्र नहीं हुआ. वो डॉक्टर के पास गए, अपना मास्क निकाला और अपना सूट निकाल के डॉक्टर के बहुत करीब आ गए। जब डॉक्टर ने उनसे कहा कि सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग मेंटेन कीजिए, तो वो लोग आर्ग्यू करने लगे और उन्होंने कहा कि अगर हमें कोरोना होगा तो हम आपको भी करेंगे। इस बात पे जब उन्हें दूर किया गया, अपने से दूर करने की कोशिश की गई, तो वो एग्रेसिव हो गए और डॉक्टर के ऊपर हाथ उठा दिया, जिसने पीछे से आकर के हमारे लेडी गार्ड की गर्दन पकड़ ली।
Now it remains to be seen whether action will be taken, whether this case will be investigated in the right earnest. In 30 days, case filed and action taken as per the new ordinance to save our warriors. That is all I have time for. Saira Shah, Halim and Mr. Vikram Singh, for the moment, many thanks for joining me. That is all I have time for on India First this evening. Many thanks for watching. Stay home, stay safe.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.